typically all of you on the previous laboratories, all groups just make the same exercise the same week. Yeah, in this laboratory, all 6 exercises will be made simultaneously. Every laboratory group will have different order of making them during the semester. So on ePortal, I just prepared for you some way how you can choose the group number, because you need to just split into groups, 2 or 3 person groups. There will be, because we need to have 6 groups for 6 exercises on the laboratory. Yeah, the number of your group will just determine also the order you will make, order of the exercises during the semester, during the laboratory you will make. For example, the first group will make at first exercise, then after the first exercise next week, they will make the second exercise and so on. Yeah, so the group number also means the first exercise number on this laboratory. And during the first part, you will circulate through whole 6 exercises. After switching, the next 6 exercises, of course, will be made exactly in the same way. And I think I cannot, I don't need to just tell you the presence on the laboratory is obligatory for you. So if you miss a lab, there is a need for you to just make it. And the best way is to just make it with this second group at 11. I have also, you know, your colleagues at 11. They have the same laboratory. So the best way to how to make this missing exercise is to make with them. Is it possible for you? Do you have any other lectures or laboratories during these hours? I mean, from 11 up to 1 p.m.
I think we can do it.
Okay, because, you know, this is the best way. Of course, on the end of the semester, I think the rule for making, let's say, some compensatory term, but the best way is to just make with some collisions with other exercises and so on. Yeah, because in this room there are also different courses, different laboratories. So on the tables, I cannot set all 12 exercises at once. Yeah, on this laboratory, unfortunately, because of the occupation of this laboratory by other courses also. Yeah. Okay.
Mary,
yeah.
could you repeat which day do you want to use to do these exercises?
Excuse me, could you repeat?
Which day do you want to use to do these additional exercises?
This additional, I mean, not additional. If you just miss one of
the,
yeah, you think about this, yeah, making this missing exercise. Am I right?
Yeah.
Monday at 11, there is another group of your course. The guys are also making exactly the same laboratory. So the best way is to make this missing exercise with them. And they have laboratory at 11 o'clock.
Okay, at least I have one course in even weeks. That is
not even weeks, because you know this is every week, so there is no odd and even week separation here.
No, I'm saying that I have another lecture
at
that hour, but this lecture only occurs on even weeks.
On even weeks.
Yeah. So if I have to compensate something, I can
Yes,
compensate
so you
the
can
other
claim
week.
in odd week here.
Yeah.
So if you have only even weeks, yeah, it is also okay because you will have at least three terms to make this missing exercise. So it shouldn't be any problem, I guess. Okay, so I think you are wondering how you get the grades from the laboratory. I told you already you need to make all exercises, but there is a good need to make a report. Yeah, so you don't need to make any report. I also wouldn't give you any mark from your preparation to the exercise. All this stuff is up to you. I mean, preparation to the exercise, of course, it is obligatory for you. You should know what you will do on the laboratory. But this laboratory, in fact, is made in such a way that you should learn a lot on the laboratory, not preparing to the laboratory. Of course, preparation gives you some background and you will be at least familiar with some topics, but you should learn something on the laboratory, yeah. And having no reports should also give you some questions to me. I mean, what will be base for making you a grade for this laboratory? So after the semester, I think right after test from the, I will make for you also the test for the laboratory. Yeah, so it means it also means that during the labs, during the exercises you will make, you are supposed to make some notes regarding the things you get known on the laboratory. I mean, sometimes you will measure some characteristic, so also be prepared to draw the characteristic on the laboratory. You can have a laptop with you. You can also have some sheet of a paper and pen, yeah, just to draw something, because depends on the exercise. Sometimes you will have to draw something because then we will discuss about the characteristic you will measure and so on. Yeah, just to get you familiar with the topic you are making on this laboratory. So after the whole set of exercises, I will make you a test, including questions, exactly things you could learn on this laboratory, not some theoretical issues or something like that. Yeah, so these notes from the laboratory you will make during exercises could be and should be a base for you just to learn and prepare to the test. Yeah, so we will make this grading procedure like that. Yeah, so I don't give you any grades during the semester, but after all the exercises, we will have some tests regarding things you exactly have on this laboratory. Of course, all the materials, instructions for these exercises you could find on this ePortal, and I will arrange for you only one, let's say, one component on ePortal. I mean, only component for lecture will be available, and on the lecture component you will have also informations for the laboratory. Yeah, so I don't want to have separate components on this portal for laboratory, lecture, second laboratory, and so on. All these things will be available for you on this one lecture component on ePortal. Right now it is invisible for you yet, but I will prepare it for you, and tomorrow it should be visible for you. So from tomorrow you could just start to get familiar with the topics, for example. And also, since we need to arrange the groups for this laboratory, I mean, 6 exercises, we need to have 6 groups. So most of them will be 2 persons per group, and 2 groups can be 3 persons. Yeah, so on ePortal also I found a tool which allows you to just assign to the group with some colleagues. Yeah, so you should see the name of your colleagues and arrangement of the groups. And please sign yourself to the groups and just to know the exercise you will make at the first our, let's say, regular meetings here. Yeah. And as I told you, the first group will start from the first exercise, the second group will start all the laboratories from the second exercise, and so on. So I think it is quite easy to arrange and to okay. So do you have any questions connected with this part? I mean, this organizing things and grading and so on. Okay, if
I have a question.
Yeah.
So in total, there will be like 1 grade from the test.
Yeah. You will have 1 grade for the whole test after all exercises.
Okay.
There is a possibility. If you want to have reports, just tell me. We have some time to decide. Yeah. But I don't think you want to have to make the reports from all 12 exercises. But of course, the decision has to be made. You know, for the whole group. Yeah, that there is no possibility to have half of a group having test and other half having reports. So of course you can discuss it with your colleagues, but there is no possibility to have different ways for everybody. So I guess this way how to grade will remain.
So the page on the portal is not yet open.
Yeah. Because you know I didn't put all the things necessary to start over there. Right now I just put this assignment over. But at first I need to also put some instruction, just clearly telling how should you divide into groups and so on. So I think after putting additional instructions, I make this available for you. I think it will be tomorrow. So please be patient. Of course, if it doesn't appear tomorrow, just ask me and hit me by email demanding the groups and this let's say a portal open for you. It should be available for you tomorrow. Okay, so you don't have any more questions connected with this organizing things. Of course, you can ask me later on by an email. I also will try to put you some information on the portal just to clarify everything connected with this organizing stuff. So right now, I will briefly make you familiar with the safety issues connected with this laboratory. So I don't want to tell you about this, you know, general rules, because you know them already. You made a lot of laboratories until now. So these electrical things and other things, I think they are quite obvious for you. But the lasers are, I think, the new topic for you. So at first thing I need to just tell you, please don't be afraid of lasers here on this laboratory. Lasers here on this laboratory, they are mostly eye-safe or relatively eye-safe. What does it mean? Eye-safe laser, this is the laser which is safe to your eye, because you know the first threshold of the laser safety is the safety for the eyes. Of course, high power laser can also be dangerous to not only to eyes, but also to skin. They can burn and so on. Yeah, but the first threshold of these laser safety issues, these are the eye safety issues. And I can assure you eventually only these eye safety issues can appear here on the laboratory. But as I told you, mostly you will have eye safe or relatively eye safe lasers. Eye safe lasers, these are the lasers which has optical power below 1 milliwatt and without any other conditions. So if you have laser which has output power of the laser radiation below 1 milliwatt, it is completely eye safe. You can even try to stare into beam. Yeah, it isn't pleasant, but you can do that and not happen twice during such exposure. It doesn't have any sense, but it is possible. Yeah, relative eye safe. This is the safety. This kind of safety means the laser is more or less safe for short exposures. It means the wavelength of the laser is limited to visible one. Yeah? So visible laser can be relatively eye safe, and the power needs to be below 10 milliwatts of optical power. Yeah? So from 1 to 10 milliwatts of optical power and visible radiation, it is important. These lasers are relatively eye safe. It means even if you accidentally look into the laser beam, our natural protection mechanism, I mean, you just blink your eye or just move your head away of the laser beam, they are enough to protect your eyes. Yeah, because short exposure, let's say less than 1 second, it is completely safe also. But if you try to stare into the beam and play chicken game with the colleague, it could be dangerous. It could make some damage to your retina in your eye. Yeah, and you need to be told that any damage to retina is permanent. So if you just damage your eyes with the laser radiation, there are very bad types of damage because you just have some blind spots in your fields of view, and it cannot be repaired in any way. Yeah, so it is important for you just to know these things. Also, not only regarding this laboratory, but also some of you, I'm sure, you are playing with the lasers because they are right now quite cheap, and you can buy a laser and make some devices and other stuff. Yeah, so if you want to play with this with the lasers to different applications, for example, some CNC machining stuff or something like that. I know the people just making some laser engravers and other stuff. Just have this thing. These are laser safety glasses. Of course, they need to be designed for certain type of a laser. I mean, certain power of the laser and also certain wavelength of the laser. And using such safety glasses, you can be your eyes can be safe even if you are dealing with medium power lasers. Also, they aren't so expensive. So if you are playing with lasers, it is the best way how to protect yourself. Yeah, so these are issues connected with the lasers. There will be one exception, unfortunately, here in this lab, because one laser you will investigate will be not eye-safe laser because it is infrared laser. Infrared radiation, it is much more dangerous than visible one because you cannot see it, and of course you cannot react. Also, your eyes don't react to such a radiation. You can see, let's say, some, you know, this laser radiation operates only if you have some damage to your eyes. So you can see only the damage of the caused by this radiation, not the radiation itself. Yeah. So I think you don't want to check how it works. So during this exercise, to be specific, it is semiconductor lasers. You will measure the characteristic of such a laser. This will be close infrared laser, 808 nanometers. So during this exercise, of course, you can wear the safety glasses, but also each group who starts making this exercise will be specially trained by me to keep everything safe. The rules are pretty simple, but I don't want to tell them right now because it is important to know them right before making this exercise. So don't be afraid. Also, this exercise is safe. I think only if somebody just wants to hurt himself during this exercise can do this. So accidentally or something like that cannot happen. Some let's say eye damaging in this exercise. So don't be afraid also about this laser. I forgot to tell you. Yeah, I told you almost all visible lasers and almost all infrared lasers here they will be eye safe, but you can see on your screens also showing you the laboratory. I guess you don't know what are the lasers over there because you are not familiar with the shapes, for example. So I will show you in a moment couple lasers. And one thing is important regarding this safety here. I mean, you will have lasers which on some exercises you can just set in different points on the table. You can also direct the laser beam in different places just to make some experiment with diffraction or some modulation and so on. Yeah, so the laser beam can go through whole laboratory to other tables. Yeah, so unfortunately I have no remote microphone here, so I will just show you examples of the lasers right now. I'm going to but I need to stop talking because you won't be able to hear me anyway. Here we have a laser also. Here is a laser, and as you can see, the beam from this laser is just stopped by the screen. I hope you saw something regarding this laser. I just tried also one of them just direct to the camera. I suppose you just be able to see some quite extreme intensity light going to the camera from this laser. So during the exercises, if there is a possibility for laser beam to go outside of your table, just set the whole things, for example, the screen or other things on the laboratory, just to protect the laser beam from going outside your table. I also mean, please don't try to make any Star Wars here, even though the lasers are eye safe. There can be such a possibility. I called it the laser knockdown. Yeah, if you just direct the laser beam in some colleagues, yeah, and you, excuse me, and you just hit his or she's eye, they can try to avoid the beam. Yeah, so if they are avoid towards other person's head or something heavy or something hard, they can hurt themselves by hitting other other head or other things. Yeah, so it could happen. So do not try to make any Star Wars here, even though the lasers are safe. Your reaction to the laser can be unsafe. Treat it in this way. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So these are issues connected with this laser safety. Second issue connected with the laser safety, especially for the groups who will make helium neon lasers experiments. I mean, they are gas lasers. These visible lasers mostly are gas lasers here in this laboratory. They are power supplied by high voltage power sources. So please do not disconnect the laser from the power source, because high voltage dangerous, you know why. Yeah, I don't need to tell you why you shouldn't disconnect laser from the power source if the laser is supplied by 2.5 kilovolts of the voltage, for example. Yeah, it could be quite dangerous, the power supply for such a laser. Not the laser itself, but power supply could be dangerous. What else? Second, safety here regarding fibers. Eating or drinking here on this laboratory, it is strictly forbidden. You can ask me why, not because of this electrical safety. It is also the issue, but yeah, if you just spoil some liquid on the table, it could be quite dangerous if something electrical became wet and there is a risk of electrical shock. But in the case of the fiber laboratories, if you know what the fiber is, if you don't know, I will tell you in a moment. Fiber, typically, this is very tiny glass wire, but made of glass, yeah? The diameter of such a wire is 125 micrometers. So if some very small, tiny piece of a fiber is laying down on the table, it is in fact invisible. You cannot see it if you don't look specially for it. Yeah. During the on the first lap, I can show you how the curve looks like. In fact, the laboratory is one of the exercises will be connected with so-called fiber splicing. This is the way how you can connect fibers together. And if you want to connect fibers together, at first you need to cut them. If you cut the fiber, you have a lot of very small, tiny pieces of the fiber. They should be just placed in a special container for these waste fibers. But if somebody just leave it on this table, it's in fact stealth, yeah, invisible for you. So if you just accidentally touch the table, it sticks to your hand, so it is very small and tiny. And you take with this your hand sandwich, for example, you can accidentally eat this. Yeah? Eat a very small part of the glass needle, in fact, because this is the fiber. So if you just eat it, it sticks somewhere in your stomach and it will stay there, I think, forever. Gives you a lot of unpleasant, let's say, phenomena. Even it could require some, let's say, surgical intervention, because you know, the fiber is made of glass and the glass isn't dissolved in any human body liquid inside of your body. Yeah? So it will be there. It will be also quite hard to diagnose what's happening to you, why your stomach is painful and so on, because it will appear after quite significant time after eating the fiber. And of course, you don't tell your doctor, Mr. Doctor, I guess I have eaten a fiber. Yeah, you don't connect such things. Yeah, so this is why do not eat anything here on the laboratory. If you want to eat something, no problem, but go outside on the corridor, just eat a sandwich or apple or something like that, and go back and continue your exercise. It should be done in this way. Yes, so this is why I don't allow eating here in this laboratory, and it is common rule for all laboratories which are dealing with optical fibers, not only this one. Okay, so the last thing connected with the safety, this most common safety issues. I mean, not fiber, not laser, but electrical safety, because I forgot to tell it at the beginning of the whole safety issues, is what should we do if something's wrong goes with the electricity? The most important thing is somebody got shocked, yeah, by some electrical, let's say, short circuit or something like that, yeah. The first rule: do not try to help your colleague until the power is off in this room. Yeah. So, in fact, if you see something like that, something's wrong, something wrong's going on here, you should just inform everybody that it is going on, something's wrong is going on. You can even out the electricity problem or somebody's got shocked, just inform everybody. Yeah, and the person who is closer to the main electricity switch here in this laboratory should just switch off all power supply. You can see on your screens on the right top of your screen, in fact, the box with some circuit breakers. There is also a main circuit breaker over there, but you shouldn't use this one to switch off the electricity. Left to this box with these circuit breakers, you can see small red dot. In fact, this is the button. I will show you. And the person who is closer to this button just should press it. It is made in a way to be, let's say, resistant to even very hard hitting it, because this is emergency cut-off button, so it is made for this purpose. So don't be afraid, you can hit it quite hard, and this will switch all the electricity in this laboratory. I didn't hit it just to show you, because on previous group I made it. I forgot that the router here, the Wi-Fi router here, is also connected to the main electricity here, and of course I broke the connection after this demonstration, yeah? So they could see how it works, but I don't want to break the connection right now, because we are going to the end of our laboratory right now. So of course I will show you also, if you just came here on the first time, I will show you also where this electricity switch is and how you can operate it, just for the case, of course. Fortunately, there was no need to use it yet, and I hope during this semester we don't need to use it. But in the case, you need to know where it is and how to use it. Okay, guys. So I think all I wanted to tell you during this first organizing meeting was told. If you have any questions, it is good time to ask. If not, thank you for your attention, and of course, see you in 2 weeks' time, because next week, as I told you, it doesn't have any sense just to meet because of this way we are making these exercises here. Yeah, so I cannot give you one exercise remotely, because this certain exercise should be for all of you, and then during the semester, some of you would make this exercise once again, so it doesn't have any sense to make it in this way. Okay, so if you don't have any further questions, you are free. Thank you and bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.
Excuse me, Professor. Are you available?